Guys, welcome back. Hope you all are doing well. This is Mohammad Badruddin back again with another lab from insecurity serialization vulnerability. And in today's video, we are gonna use application functionality to exploit the insecurity serialization. So the description of this lab is saying this lab uses a serialization-based session mechanism. A certain feature invokes a dangerous method on data provided in a serialized object. Okay, to solve the lab, we need to edit the serialized object in the session cookie and use it to delete morale.txt file from the Carlos home directory. So we have two credentials. One is the primary credential, Wiener, and the password is Peter. Another is just like a backup account. So the username is Gregg and the password is Rosebud. So without wasting time, I'm just going to enable the proxy on my browser and I'm gonna access the lab. Okay, so we are on the lab. Let's go without wasting time. Let's jump to the login page and we are going to log in. The username is Wiener and the password is Peter. Login, and this is our account page. Okay, so here you can see we have one feature to actually upload our avatar image, but before that I would like to see the session cookie. So this is our session cookie, and if I go to inspect tab, let's check the cookie. So you can see this is the serialized object and the object name is user. There are three attributes: username, access token, and avatar link. Okay, and if you see the avatar link, this seems like some kind of endpoint or directory where the avatar image is saved, or where you can access the avatar image. We will see that in a minute. So first of all, I'm going to just upload one image as an avatar image and upload it. Okay, so the image is uploaded and I would like to see whether we can get, or we can see, or we can access that image on particular this path, or there is something else. So I'm just going to right click on the image and I'm gonna say open image in a new tab. I basically want to see the complete URL. So you can see there is a path avatar, and within that there is a query string where the parameter is avatar is equal to Wiener. So we can try something else like Carlos not found. Not found means there is no file, means maybe Carlos did not upload his avatar image. Okay, so if I say Gregg, because the backup account was Gregg, so let's see. So there is also no image. Okay, no file found. So what we want to do here is, first of all, I want to try what we learned from the previous lab. So I'm basically going to send this request to the repeater. Let's go to the repeater and we will analyze few things. So first of all, I'm going to the cookie and let's see here. So let's try first of all the vulnerability we saw in the previous lab, where we found some vulnerability within the PHP 7 and earlier version within the comparison operator. And we know that the PHP consider, when it compares it, compares some string from with the 0, so it consider the string as 0. So I would like to do same thing here, and then we will try to switch to the user. Fine. So access token, you can see S32, and this is the access token for the Wiener user. What I want to do is I want to change the data type from string to integer. I is equal to 0, and let's apply it and send this. So if we send this request, you can see 500 internal server error. Error is always important to see, to read, because a lot of time errors tell us a lot of things. So PHP fatal error, uncaught exception, unserialized failed. Why? Because this is the same what we have before. We just changed this part. Okay. Okay, rest of the things are fine. Let's see if I change it to administrator, and also because administrator may have 13 characters, I think we saw it before, and here also administrator. Okay, so I want to check how many characters are there. So echo space -n, paste it here, pipe, and wc space -c. So there are 26 characters which I want to update here because this is very important, otherwise it will not work. So I'm gonna apply the changes and let's send the request one more time. Again the same thing, internal server error, we need to check out the error, and still PHP fatal error, unserialized. Let's say Carlos. Okay, these are 6 characters, and here also if I change it to Carlos, that's gonna be Control C, and Carlos. Fine, hit enter. There are 19 characters, so just update it to 19, apply changes. Oh, this is the issue. That's why it's again and again showing us unserialization failed, because we must I forgot to delete this one. So now just apply it and send the request again. Same thing happened, 500 internal server error, but maybe the error gets changed this time. And yes, the error gets changed. Now you can see PHP fatal error, uncaught exception, and the problem here is debug is on, and something very interesting happened here, and it is basically leaking out all the access token exist here. So you can see if we go back to the proxy, you can see the access token for the user Wiener starts with HMRP, but if we come to the repeater, there is HMRP. This belongs to the Wiener, but what about these two? That's fantastic. And actually we discover another vulnerability within this application, and the vulnerability is leaking sensitive information or information disclosure. Okay, and this is very bad because you can see this is very sensitive information, access token, because if you have the access token you can access the account. We just need to figure out these tokens belong to which user. Although I'm going to copy this and just paste these access tokens here. So this is the first one, this is second one, and this is third one. Fine. And we know what? We know that this access token belongs to Wiener user. And one more thing we already actually know, because we wanted to try it from Carlos account, right? So I think this access token belongs to Carlos user. If I change here something, let's see, from Carlos to Gregg, okay, and try to apply changes, come here and go to see the error. Okay, unserialized. Okay, because see, this is very important. You must understand this, because whenever you see unserialized field, that means you did something wrong here. Whether you forgot something or you did not update everything correctly, because you can see Gregg contains only 5 characters, so I forgot to update this to 5. So apply changes and send the request again. Let's see. Okay, this time you can see the main token, okay, where it's trying to get the user access token, which is this. So I think this one belongs to Gregg. Okay, BB, let me check. Yeah, this belongs to Gregg. So we will also confirm that. And this one belongs to Carlos. Now the thing is, maybe this application only have 3 users, administrator does not exist. Maybe we need to check it out by updating here. So administrator that has 13 characters, apply changes, send the request again, and we should see here the token. Yeah, it's saying invalid user administrator. So this is again another vulnerability or another weakness within the application, that the application is basically telling us that this user does not exist, and in that way I can brute force, or I can enumerate or fuzz this specific part of this application, of this feature, to basically enumerate the a genuine user. Okay, so this is very sensitive, because the application will give you the ability that you can get the exact genuine user accounts. This is another vulnerability that should not be a part of the application, because the application has a bad exception handling. Fine, now we already know everything. This is actually not the purpose of this lab, because the lab is all about to delete the file by using the application feature. But because we already learned something and we try to apply the same thing, but we discover another, or we disclose another vulnerability. Okay, so although I'm very curious whether I can log in from the Carlos account or not, because you can see if I can construct the session cookie of Carlos, then I can log in with the Carlos account. Fine. So Carlos containing 6 characters. Okay, and this time I'm going to change this again, because I want to put the Carlos genuine account. Fine. So access token, we need to put it in the stream, and then we need to put here the Carlos genuine access token, which is this one. So I'm going to copy that and paste it here, apply changes, and just send the request. 500 internal server error. Okay, fine, because again, if you see, I'm stupid. If you see unserialized failed, because something I did not correctly do here. So I forgot basically to put here the number of characters here. So the number of characters are 32, and apply changes again, send the request again. And as you can see now, 302 found, and it's redirecting us to the login page. And if we redirect, let's see what happened, what we see. You can see my account is there, username, password is there. We are not logged in or what? Let me check. I am going to copy this complete session cookie, and back here I'm going to open DevTools, go to the storage, and instead of this genuine cookie of Wiener, I want to put the genuine cookie of Carlos user, and I want to refresh the page. And wonderful, you can see now I am logged in as Carlos user. So this is pretty bad vulnerability within the application, because we can switch the user, and within the application debug is on, so that we so that's why the application is leaking all the tokens regarding all the users. Okay, now back to the point. I'm going back to the Wiener user, click on my account to make sure that we stick on the Wiener. Okay, I logged out Wiener, and the password is Peter. Now back to the point, and we want to solve the lab. So for that purpose, okay, so the thing here is, if we click to delete account, we will delete our account, which I don't want. So for that purpose, I'm going to the proxy, go to the intercept, and intercept is on, then click on delete account. So this is the basically request for deleting the account, but I don't want to delete my account. I want to delete the file from the Carlos user home directory. So I'm going to send this request to the repeater and drop the request, and intercept is off. Now back my account. Yeah, we are on my account. The account still exists. Now back to the repeater new request for what we sent, and this time I'm going to alter or manipulate the cookie one more time. So this is our cookie. What I wanted to do here is just to change this path. So /home /Carlos what was the file name? Morale.txt, right? This is the file which we want to delete. We also need to see how many characters are there, so we can do it here, space -n, paste, and pipe wc space -c. 23 characters are there, so we also need to change that. Okay, and apply the change. So what basically we are doing here, we see there is a delete account feature within the application, this function. So we are going to use this delete function to delete not to delete the account, but to delete another file, unauthorized file, from any other location of the operating system file system. Okay, so just send this request, and you will see that 302 found. Follow the redirection. Okay, just refresh the page to see whether the lab is solved or not. Morale, okay. Oh, come on. See, because I think I type it wrong. Morale.txt, this was the spelling. I write here wrong. Let me check whether I think the account is deleted now. Yeah, the account is deleted now. So let's use the backup account which we have, Gregg, and paste it here, and the password is Rosebud, I think. Okay, fine. Now within this request, what we are going to do is back. Yeah, so we need to change it to the Gregg, or we can take the Gregg cookie from here. So this is the account for Gregg. I'm gonna copy this cookie back here, put the cookie here. Okay, so you can see rest of the changes already done here. This value is 23, and I'm going to actually paste it this time. I don't want any other mistake. Copy back here, /home /Carlos /morale.txt. okay, and yeah, 23. So before actually apply change, I want to be sure. Fine, you must be sure that the endpoint is /delete, otherwise it will not work, because this delete function, this delete feature, we are using to exploiting this feature to delete the morale.txt. So send the request again, and 302 found, and here you can see the lab is solved because the file has been deleted from the Carlos home directory. It does not delete the Gregg user account, or maybe deleted. Let me check. Gregg, the password is Rosebud. Yeah, account is disabled. That means once we send this request, it basically deleted the file from the Carlos home directory, but it also deleted the account or disabled the account. But the purpose is solved. Our purpose was to delete this file from the Carlos home directory, which we already deleted, and the lab is solved. This lab was a fun because not only we exploited the vulnerability which we need to do to solve this lab, but we also discover other vulnerabilities and other weaknesses within the application. So that's it for this video. Hope you like it. If you like the content, please like, subscribe and share. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye.